Welcome to Aaron and Katie May Laugh. That's what the name of this
I didn't
podcast
audibly
is.
laugh. I just physically laughed.
No.
My body chuckled.
Welcome to is the funniest thing I've ever said. It's the most you've ever laughed.
That's the name of our podcast. Welcome to.
Welcome to. We might need to change the name.
Welcome to. What were we saying?
No, that's the name. Welcome to.
Why would you suggest that?
I didn't.
Oh, yeah, no, I did. That's okay.
Well, this podcast is new, so we're going to tell you about what it is. Well, my name's Wyatt.
My name's Aaron.
My name's Katie May.
What'd you say?
Katie May.
Sounds like a mixture of Katie May and Candy May.
It's
Candy
both.
May.
She likes candy, so it's fine.
Yeah, so we call her Candy
And
May.
alcohol.
Or Drunky May. Or Texty May.
Or cozy
Or
May.
Sleepy May. Whatever she's
Anything
doing.
with May,
Yeah.
as long as May's in
Whatever she's doing, that's what she is.
True.
And we like to talk about things like movies.
Movies, we like movies.
We like movies. We make them. We watch them. We talk about them. We live them.
And current events, we also like those too.
I guess, yeah.
And alcohol.
Well, yeah, of course. That sounds good.
Drunky May is in the house.
Heyo.
Heyo. And we call ourselves the Midnight Masterminds. Why? Number one, this podcast always drops at midnight. Number two, the real actual reason, Aaron and I matched our names together in the Wu-Tang Clan's name generator, and that's what came out. So that's what we went with, because it was way better than the bullshit we made up on our own.
And I was
Wu-Tang?
just left out.
Wu-Tang?
That's a good shout out to Wu-Tang Clan. Actually, we suggest that for anybody to do that because that's awesome.
It is pretty cool. And in terms of leaving Drunky May out, she wasn't supposed to be part of the podcast. She just sat down and said, "Can I be in the podcast?" And we said, "Fuck it."
Which is kind of what drunk people do. If you think about it. They just, can I do this? And then like, yeah, of course you're drunk. I'm not going to stop you. You're probably going to attack me if I tell you no. So
Are you gonna
That's
wait
true.
a second? Are you on bath salts? Like
No.
once for twice and yes for
that
three
has
times.
nothing to do with alcohol, but I like where you're going.
That escalated very quickly.
There's no escalation.
As many things do with
Alcohol
alcohol.
is a depressant. If anything, it would decelerate you.
I'm just going to go sleep then.
Sleepy May.
So we're going to
Hey,
hear,
signing off.
well, if you hear any snoring in the background, you know what that is.
All right, we're already super off topic.
That's
We're-
kind of the point of this podcast,
It is
by the
true.
way.
That is true. We are the Midnight Masterminds. We talk about movies, and we're going to do that now. We're going to talk about some movie news, see where that gets us. We're going to talk a little bit about Mark Wahlberg being a dick.
Well, not necessarily being a dick, but
I mean, it's
you
not
know,
his fault.
about him being a dick.
He,
It's just the way you say
he
it.
just gives off a dickish vibe, if you ask me.
Yeah, but we all love Marky Mark. I mean, he's a
And
part
his
of the
dick.
Funky Bunch. We get it. But
And his burger.
when you just chase the paychecks and then you're upset about it, I can't really be too sad for you.
Wahlburgers isn't doing good enough for you, buddy?
That's true. But
They're
there's a
10-7.
Wahlburgers coming to Pittsburgh.
Is
and
there
I'm
really?
pumped about that. Yeah.
Wahlberg in Pittsburgh.
Isn't there one in the airport?
If there is, we're
There
going.
is. There is. Want to go all the way through airport security?
I'm
Just
literally
get
going to buy a
Wahlburger?
ticket to nowhere right now just so I can get to Wahlberg.
Nowhere.
Or somewhere, but then they'll probably I'm probably going to get cavity searched.
And then we're going to do a little bit of movie review afterwards. We've all seen some movies. Some we wish we did. Some that we definitely should not have.
Some that we'll never watch again.
Some that we'll never watch again. Some that we'll recommend that you stay away from.
And some that we'll recommend that you watch. Because we also
we-
want to be positive.
We
don't
did
wanna
start
be
with that one, but that's a different way to say it. Good for you, man.
Yeah, but I like to say it differently.
That's fine, yeah.
We're different people.
We're all different.
I'm an individual, Wyatt.
You are individual. I've never met
I'm a person.
a Mexican like you. I know that for sure.
I'm only 25% Mexican, just so everybody knows. I'll get that out there. If you couldn't hear the Spanish in my voice, it's because it's not there.
Oh boy. So,
Anyways,
let's jump right into it, shall we?
what's the first movie we want to start with, Wyatt?
Well, there's some movie news out there.
Ooh, let's hit you with some news.
You ever heard of a little man named Han motherfucking Solo?
Well, he's not little, but yeah, I've heard of Han
Well,
motherfucking Solo.
he's singular. We know that. He's not. He doesn't come in numbers.
Does that make him little in size?
He's solo.
I have his ship tattooed on my leg.
His shit tattooed on your
Shit.
face.
It's disgusting.
I said ship!
How did you get a hold of this?
Don't ask me. It was a hard
So
time
wait,
in my life.
So you have the Millennium Falcon tattooed on your leg.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the equivalent of like Aaron having my house tattooed on his arm? Because like that's where he lives.
It's true.
What if I just met Aaron and was like,
Well,
I don't know who you are, but I like your house.
So
It's right
But
here.
I see what you're getting at. I don't like what you're doing right now. But I see what you're getting
I don't
at.
like where it's going. So the directors of the new Han Solo movie, if you did hear or didn't hear, sorry we have to break this to you because it's very sad. Phil Lord and Chris Miller, they were fired within
what?
Trump style.
Oh, I knew this. I'm sorry.
Why are you pretending like you don't know?
I want to relate to the podcast listeners.
Right. So it's annoying because these guys are the directors of the Lego Movie 21 Jump Street, and they're known for being incredibly creative and having an awesome vision, which is why they were picked. And then they got tranked out. They're definitely done.
Whoops.
The sources that we read, it has a lot to do and 100% to do with just creative differences. They like to encourage things like improv, which is where you make shit up.
I'm okay with that.
And the writer, whose job is to make shit up, doesn't like it when other people make shit up.
That sounds about right, though.
But the more politically correct way to say it is Lawrence Kasdan, the screenwriter, who, by all intents and purposes, fantastic screenwriter, written some of the best movies ever made, and writer of many Star Wars films, was really annoyed that they weren't sticking to his script. So Kathleen Kennedy said, stick to the script or we're going to fire you, and then they got fired.
Yeah, I mean, that just happens whenever some people have seniority in this industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can kind of make some decisions.
And you have studio heads too that, Kathleen Kennedy, while she is, phenomenal at what she does, she also, I mean, I really don't know what the movie looks like before they would have fired him or after. I don't know if it's better or worse, but I know that she had a heavy hand in reshoots on Rogue One. They reshot a lot of that movie, and that turned out awesome.
The real question is, who are they looking to replace?
Well, I don't know how I feel about this. They're looking at Ron Howard, number one.
I like Ron Howard.
And they're looking at Joe Johnson, who's the director of Captain America, the First Avenger, who I would much rather have.
Yeah,
Yes.
interesting choice.
That's my favorite.
Absolutely good.
Well, if they're going for classic Han Solo, classic 1977 Han Solo,
classic.
Joe Johnson is the kind of guy for that.
Well, wouldn't it
He
be
worked
like...
on Star Wars movies too. He did a lot of special effects on those movies, and he also directed like The Rocketeer and a lot of other movies that just have that classic badass feel to it, I guess.
But wouldn't it be like kind of before, like, isn't this a younger version of Han Solo?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he needs to be funny. Like, hiring Chris Lord and Phil Miller, I'd definitely flip their names, and I don't care. Two guys who do really funny movies. They're part of what they were saying when they released their, like Lucasfilm released their statements and whatnot, is that Han Solo's not meant to be funny, and they were making it kind of like a comedy. And not that they have enough footage to cut together the way they want to, and with reshoots they'll make it all connect together. But from what I was reading and the impression I got was that it was coming out to be kind of comedic, and that's not what they wanted.
Okay, but then also look at like Deadpool and Guardians of the Galaxy too,
Yeah, but
and
that's
how
where-
like great those are doing, and maybe they were like, oh, we can make it funny too, and like maybe bring Star Wars into like that comedy era.
I think Guardians kind of has the market cornered on that, and I think if anyone were to try and do anything like that, especially in space, it would just seem copycat-ish. I mean, Star Wars doesn't copy, but
I see what you're talking about, and maybe that's exactly what they were thinking, exactly what she's.
Yeah, that's true. And like, if Lord Miller are thinking like, well, we'll try and go for the comedy approach. I mean, it works, but only when the source material. Man, I can't speak.
You're fine. It's only a
College degree
podcast.
worth
I don't
shit.
get to speak on here.
I think that I don't think.
Well, when you look back at Han
I was
Solo,
saying source material before I fucked myself up.
he's been the comic relief of the Star Wars films. So
He was the comic relief, but I don't. He's not just someone he's not like a comedian. He's
But
not
he's
super-
sassy.
no, I think I understand both sides. I mean, you're getting a little more aggressive about it, Wyatt. So I don't want to hurt your feelings.
I'll kill you.
Because I don't think either one of you is wrong. I think that it's easily could be misconstrued that.
I don't want it to sound like I'm siding with the studio either. I love these two. They're two of my favorite.
Do you want me to
directors.
just start voting for Ron Howard now? Because we can
I don't
Ron
think
Howard. Ron Howard. Only if he brings his daughter into it.
Yeah, that's true. Because she's awesome. Bryce Dallas Howard.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
I just like that name. That's
I'm
awesome
wearing
name.
the T-shirt for a movie that she was in.
That's
They can't
true.
see your shirt, man. This is a podcast. And you're not even wearing a shirt. Just so you know.
I know. It was that topless.
It's
movie
hot
she
in here,
was
that's why.
It is really hot in here.
That's what it is.
But the point of it is,
The point of it is
this could be good. It's sad in one end of it, but it's good to get a fresh.
Yeah, the point of view, the only point of view I was offering is that the source material in Deadpool calls for something goofy like that.
Yeah.
Calls for something super R-rated and raunchy, but also like Guardians, that their source material as well. They're not super goofy, but it's like a family type atmosphere, and I think the comedy came out of that and the way it was made.
I hear what you're saying.
I don't know anything about the script though, because there's no. All of the novels and all the stories that had to do with Han Solo before the first trilogy, and while he was being grown up, none of it's technically canon anymore. What they call it, or history.
Speaking of goofy, we all saw this movie Rough Night.
What a great transition!
And it's kind of weird on how the situation ended up, where the two guys that were going into the movie theater probably did not expect to enjoy it as much. Because we would assume that they're not going to try to entertain the men that were in the...
Aaron and myself definitely are not what they would probably, in my opinion, consider the target audience for a movie like Rough Night, the one starring Scarlett Johansson and knockoff Rebel Wilson and another one.
Jillian Bell, I mean, if you just want to...
It's a great cast. Kate McKinnon is in it.
She stole all the good jokes. Zoe Kravitz is great.
Yeah.
Always.
Demi Moore was hilarious in there. Ty Burrell, they had great.
They were awesome.
Yeah,
they were awesome.
But surprisingly enough, Katie May was the one who did not like
the target audience. Drunky May did not like that movie.
And I was actually drunk going into that movie too.
So. Typical Drunky May.
Give us your sound bites.
I just feel like it had like good points, but it just dragged. Like I feel like we didn't go anywhere with the movie. Like we were like, okay, cool. I mean, spoiler alert, but we're in this house like the whole time.
Yeah.
Almost. And like we don't go anywhere. And from the trailer it seems like we're going somewhere with like this dead body, and then we don't. And then it just like all works out and you're like, ha ha ha, great. And it was just like kind of boring for me.
That happens when you have expectations for a movie of what you think it's going to be.
Yeah.
So that I can definitely understand it. Obviously, I don't agree.
Idiot.
Does that matter? Absolutely not. But in my own heart, it just hit home with me. I really liked it. I enjoyed it. Obviously, I think
it hit home for you.
It hit home. It hit right home. I mean,
that feel,
right in the cardboard box.
That was like your upbringing. That movie. Your parents carting around dead
bodies. No, it has nothing to do with it. It just
male strippers.
I love comedy at heart, and I thought it was pretty good comedy. I like the cast. Maybe I'm biased. I don't know. You guys tell me.
I don't know. Like, and don't get me wrong, it had funny parts. Like the beginning was great, and you're like, ha ha ha, this is great. And then like it just.
You did laugh out loud like that too. She went ha 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 just like that. It was
pointed
awesome.
At the screen and went ha ha ha.
And then she turned around funny, Scarlett, and laughed and pointed at everybody. And I was like, whoa, she's really into this. And when she came out, she's like, I hated that movie. I was like, what's going on? I thought you loved it. You pointed at everybody.
I feel like it just kept building to something that never came, and then it just like ended.
Yeah, kind of on that point too. I remember like watching the trailer. It really, even though now that I'm thinking about it, there was only one shot that was in the trailer that was not in the movie, and they were driving down the street.
Yeah.
And they put him in like a banana hammock, and he had a boner, and some dude came by and gave him a high five. Was like, I like your, I don't know what he said. Yeah. He meant penis, whatever word he said.
Yeah.
And that one. So just the addition of that one shot in the trailer that was not in the movie. It just gives the whole trailer, it makes you feel like there's this impression that they get out of the house. Like the house is where the adventure begins, and they go out into the world and things happen. And in my head, I crafted this story of they leave the house, for some reason they make him seem like he's a male stripper, so maybe they can get through this parade. Yeah. And then, the rest of the adventure is what the movie's about. Except the trailer
trying to get out of this situation.
Yeah, except the trailer then actually, now that I'm thinking about
it,
it not only did it mislead me in that way, maybe I just made too many assumptions, but not only did it mislead me in that way, I kept waiting for the movie to start, and the whole movie took place in the house, and then I really thought about it, the whole movie's in the trailer. It's just completely out of order.
I see. My thing with it is, and I know it was stuff that both of you noticed, is I was focusing on like how creative the actual filmmaking of it was, because I was expecting to go out for just a dumb comedy with no filmmaking in it, and like from certain things, and obviously where he said spoiler alert, so whoever's listening to this podcast probably hates us.
Like, if you're going to be annoyed by spoilers from Rough Night,
then you can go bleep yourself.
But trust me, it's okay if you don't see it.
But it's actually not, because it's amazing. Anyways, like when they turned the TV on in the beginning of towards the beginning of the movie, and then I noticed that you guys picked up on that, and that was kind of cool, like just how they introduced certain things that were, I just thought creative ways to make a comedy. Like I thought they did some good things on it, but I completely understand your side of it. Is like you were expecting something different, and that can obviously be a letdown for any kind of movie.
Yeah, like the writing was good. I mean, I wasn't disappointed. That's the only thing I had about the movie. Yeah. Once I kind of realized, like 45 minutes to an hour into the movie, that we're staying in this house. Yeah. Like we're stuck.
Oh, another thing I love too is like when they had Bo Burnham show up.
Oh yeah,
like,
it was funny. Yeah, they did the whole gender reversal.
Awesome.
Yeah, the gender reversal.
Yeah,
the gender
that
reversal
was cool.
Funny.
Hey, where you parking at, man? You don't like gender roles in movies? Yeah. We'll keep them traditional for you.
Okay, that was a good part, but I feel like I didn't get enough of it.
Mm-hmm. You wanted more Bo Burnham, is what it
That's
is.
Exactly it.
And Hassan Minaj was in there.
Yeah. Also hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, he was hilarious, but like wasted. He's so talented and funny, and he had nothing to do with it.
I hear what you're saying.
Like I almost feel like the male part of that movie was like funnier than the girl part.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like the girl part was kind of saved by Kate McKinnon. Mm-hmm. And then the girl from Broad City, what's her name?
I don't know her name. She has curly hair. She's the only one from the trailer you probably don't
The
recognize.
lesbians.
Alana Glazer.
Yeah.
So I don't want it to sound like I didn't like the movie. I liked the movie. I was.
You're in the middle. I liked it.
Yeah.
Katie Mae didn't like it. So we have all kinds of perspectives here.
That's what
we bring diversity to this podcast.
Well,
That's what
my only point that I wanted to bring up was how the trailer was kind of weird and misleading. But all in all, like once I got an hour into the movie and I realized, my expectations were wrong, then I can just enjoy the movie.
You enjoyed it. Yeah, that's good.
So go into the movie expecting it to be garbage.
Yeah. And
you'll walk out feeling great.
I always think everything's gonna be garbage. That's just the way to live life, you know. If you just look at life like that, then you'll be satisfied.
We can move on to the next bit of movie news.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll fire that piece of movie news just like the directors were. That was real shitty.
Ooh, wow. Too soon.
Still licking them wounds.
Hello.
So let's talk about this, I'm going to call it the Spider-Verse.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
So before this whole Sony hack, Marvel and Sony were separate, completely different. And like Spider-Man was owned by Sony. They did their own thing. And Marvel obviously is this little independent company that no one's heard of. They do this thing called The Avengers. Anyway, Sony's been trying to do their Spider-Man movies in their own separate universe for a long time. I personally always thought when they were talking about it that there was no way that they can compete with one superhero against an entire network of superheroes and make that just as rewarding.
Kind of tough.
Yeah, but the Sony hack I find a great, amazing gift to the world because the way that they got out of that financially was giving some of the rights back to Marvel. Now, we all know, everyone's seen Civil War, and they know Spider-Man Homecoming is coming out, and I'm super pumped about it.
Can't wait.
Even though I pretty much can cut the movie together using the trailers at this point.
Oh, well, we'll have to see. Maybe
I could be wrong.
Maybe all that content won't even be in the movie.
That's true. I could be wrong, but after watching all those trailers, I definitely feel like I know the whole story. But I'm glad that Spider-Man's back in the MCU, but now Sony is moving ahead with a Venom movie. And at first you think, that's pretty cool. Venom's he's a dope character.
A lot of people were excited about that, absolutely.
And he's being played by Tom Hardy. Who better?
I mean,
except
I can't think of anybody better.
At first they said he's not going to be a part of the MCU. Because Sony can still make whatever they want. They could go make another Spider-Man movie if they really wanted to. Mm-hmm. So they thought, let's go make our own Venom movie. F that Spider-Man guy.
Yeah.
I already said fuck in this podcast. Fuck that Spider-Man guy.
We have no more boundaries.
We broke them all right away. But the reason I think it's funny is now the news is coming out saying, oh, you know what, we're going to put Venom in the MCU. So now Sony's going to make a movie that Marvel's not as involved in with the development of. Like, Marvel made Spider-Man Homecoming. Yeah. They've made it. Yeah. Sony's making this Venom movie. So if they fuck up the MCU, I'm going down to, I think her name's Amy Pascal.
Yeah.
The owner of, I will decapitate you.
You will sock her
right in the mouth. If you ruin this for me, I'll kill you.
Wait, we can't just be beheading people. I don't think.
That's a little dramatic.
Yeah, I mean, you just punch in the mouth.
ISIS can do it. They're still doing whatever
break
they do.
Break a nose.
Or leg.
Isn't the whole thing with Venom is that it's like Spider-Man, like the bad Spider-Man or
well,
whatever, and like they're not having Spider-Man in this movie or something?
Well, when I just, like the latest report, the reason I'm talking about this is because they updated the information for today. Today is when they found out that he's actually going to be in the MCU, which is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. If you didn't know, idiot.
Somebody should tweet that out.
Venom is,
okay.
And Sony's making it, which is why everyone's concerned. And they're saying that Tom Holland, even though he's only contractually obligated to appear in the two new Avengers movies and Spider-Man 2 and 3, that he might make appearances in this movie.
Why the hell wouldn't he want to?
Yeah, and also Carnage is rumored to be the villain. And
which is a whole other wrench in the plan.
This being a podcast for people who like movies, you probably should know what all that means. If you don't,
then you can
like
go
Candy
fuck
May,
yourself.
Go look it up.
If Venom is a bad
Seriously,
guy, Carnage is a badder guy. That's pretty much the way to put it.
I mean,
bad and bougie.
And we saw a version of Venom, didn't we, before? In like an older version of Spider-Man?
We don't talk about that.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. If you bring that up again, you're going to hear some...
Sam Raimi made 2 perfect superhero movies, and then for some reason he went insane.
I'm sorry!
You're going to hear some
I was just trying to bring up like something comparable.
No, you made a mistake.
So he's wearing the Venom suit and he punches Mary Jane. It's a domestic violence movie, and that's all it is.
And we don't
Said and done.
He plays sad piano, dancing, whatever. It was really fucked up.
And if we're going to talk about that, we'll have to talk about the NFL and all that going on there.
So there you go. Spider-Verse.
But
good or bad?
Real quick. Tom Holland as Spider-Man, I'm all about. Like, so far, out of the 3, he's my favorite.
Old news, Candyman.
Like,
I'd
even
boop
just...
him right in the nose.
What movie was that?
Boop!
The Boot Patrol.
Yep. That movie, he was well graded.
That sounds like an internet movie. One of those streamers.
But that first taste we got of Spider-Man, I was like, yes. This is
Civil War?
Yeah.
Did you just forget the name of Civil War?
Did you just taste Spider-Man, you said?
Ew.
Yeah, he was great.
I think he was like 18 when they made
Very
that movie.
Very sticky.
Things that I would want to taste. How about Wonder Woman? Let's talk about Wonder Woman for a minute.
I like how we jump from movie news to a movie review. There's no order to this bullshit.
There is no order in America right now. We have Donald Duck leading us.
Donald J.
Duck. Somebody who has just been overlooked this whole time. This is complete bullshit.
There's more than one Donald around here.
Yeah.
And we're talking about the wrong one.
We'll get to Donald Duck later on. Don't worry. We're going to get to that. Right now, we want to talk
Howard
about
Duck?
Howard Duck.
Ooh.
No, Howard the Duck.
Yeah, but
Howard T. Duck.
They've been teasing us with that for years too. Thing.
I'm sick of being teased.
Yeah,
George Lucas, get off your fucking ass and give me Howard the Duck too. I want it.
You can't just give me 2 seconds of him at the end of your movie and then expect me not to just be chomping at the bit for a goddamn full feature. That's what I want. At least give me a short.
And if you don't put Seth Green in a goddamn costume and you keep making him do CGI voiceovers, I'll decapitate you as well.
And
you right next to Amy Pascal.
Listen, can you stop
Amy and Lucas together.
We have
and spears on my front yard.
Very aggressive.
You don't even have a front yard.
My front grass patch that's dead.
What happened? What happened here?
We were talking about Wonder Woman.
Yeah, we were talking about Wonder Woman. And now we start decapitating everybody.
Just George Lucas and Amy Pascal.
So we've lost all 3 of our listeners on our podcast.
Correct.
And I'm talking about the 3 of us.
I will listen to this.
Yes.
Again.
Absolutely. And if I listen multiple times.
And again.
We all saw Wonder Woman when it came out. This would be way after the fact. And this movie's been out for like 2 weeks
Absolutely.
now.
But speaking of expectations, I mean, I tried to lower my expectations just because there's not been some great content coming out of this side of the...
No, I didn't have to lower my expectations because they were already catastrophically low.
Oh,
they couldn't be lower. They were lower than hell.
I had to be convinced to see this movie. I remember. I have a friend. We'll call him Parrot J. Ganger.
I like that. That's a weird name. His mother must have hated him.
Just to keep him safe from ridicule. I don't know. I made a commitment to this man, a fellow filmmaker, if you will.
Sort of like a promise ring, but with words.
A promise ring of words. I said, Parrot, this is my promise ring of words.
Were you talking to an actual parrot?
No, his name is Parrot and he has blonde hair.
I don't think his name is Parrot.
And he looks like Ellen DeGeneres.
Oh, yes. And also looks like a teen designer or some kind of weird thing. I think there was...
On YouTube.
Yeah.
It was a video and we were all stunned.
And also another female. I say female differently, so... Anyways, speaking of females, Wonder Woman,
at this point.
You made your
promise. I gave him a promise ring and I said, listen... I will not see any more DC movies because I had seen Suicide Squad. And
hey, beautiful cinematography, but that's all I got to say.
I mean, I don't have much to say about it at all. I didn't care for that movie. I liked it a little bit more than Batman vs Superman, but that's saying almost nothing because I hated that movie.
I would rather watch, I don't know, my dog pee in the lawn for 3 hours.
I didn't even see that movie.
Take your dog out, man.
Listen, it's kind of the camel approach. You know, just build up.
Just take your dog out more than once a month.
That would mean I have to get
a
off
3
the
hour
couch.
piss, man.
Well, how else am I supposed to take care of the dog? I don't understand. The dog at work.
Less responsibility.
Yeah,
true.
seriously.
But I promised this man. I said I will not see Wonder Woman. He's like, why? You're not interested in it? I said, no.
That's exactly how Parrot sounds too. That was good.
What? Why wouldn't you see the movie? What? I'm not interested. Why not? What? I'm not interested. That's what you sound like.
And then he kept the parrot in the cage.
It was real impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I told him I wouldn't see the movie because just the track record of performance up to this point is just completely just crushed my confidence in ever thinking I could spend money on it and it'd be worthwhile. And we were in LA visiting my mom and my brother, 2 wonderful people. Hello.
Beautiful
Shout
people.
out.
Yeah, shout out. And we were out there visiting, and everyone was sitting around staring at each other in the evening, going, "What the hell do we do tonight?" Because there weren't really any plans.
Strip
We said,
club.
Let's see Wonder Woman. And I thought,
Oh, yeah, Wonder Woman.
what I said was, "Sure, I'll see Wonder Woman." What I thought in my head was, I am breaking my promise ring with Parrot.
Yeah,
G.
so how could...
Ganger.
Ganger. How could the parrot ever forgive you for this?
I
For
don't
this
know.
Atrocity.
I hope he can. But I was amazed at how amazed I was. I don't want it to sound like I thought it was the greatest movie ever made, but because my expectations were so low, it could go nowhere but up.
That's true.
There
I
were
like
a
that.
few moments in the movie that made me go, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And those would last for like 15 seconds, and then I get right back to liking the movie. Overall, on board.
I love the fact. I mean, obviously you got Chris Pine was great.
Chris Pine it about.
Yeah, Gal Gadot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pronounce her name anyway I want, but I believe that's the correct
I'm gonna call her
pronunciation.
Gal Gadot.
She was absolutely amazing.
Yes.
And
Gal
obviously
Gadot's great.
it's great for the all the females out there. That's some good women
A
power
female.
going on because she definitely did the role justice without a doubt.
Like
but
Barrett G. Langer.
but yeah,
Oh, Ganger, sorry.
well, mother, just give the address.
This is Mr. Ganger, Social Security.
And then I mean, like
One, two,
Robin
three.
Wright was great, which she's freaking amazing.
She was my favorite part.
Yeah, she
Well,
definitely.
Maybe Chris Pine was my favorite part.
Chris Pine was
She
awesome.
was my second favorite part.
Yeah, she did a very good job. But I mean, it was just like it was good overall. I could have done with a different ending. Like I didn't like the last 15 minutes. That whole fight scene was odd.
I liked it.
You liked it?
It was inspiring to me.
I
You
liked
feel
I liked her
inspired.
end. No, I liked her end of it, but it was
Yeah.
David Thewlis, I
See,
believe.
I thought that was weird.
Yeah.
Like, to me, because of his Harry Potter role, like, he
Yeah.
didn't seem like a super villain
His
Or
acting
like,
wasn't fooling you.
or like a god villain to me. Like, he
Yeah.
was just like, oh, look,
I'm a,
that's
I'm
the
a
teacher.
transformer.
You
Yeah.
look lost.
Yeah.
This is
Like,
not
he-
Hogwarts.
Yeah.
She, like,
This is
seemed out of
hogwash.
place to me. But Wonder Woman herself, also, can we just give a shout out that apparently, according to BuzzFeed, that she
Oh yeah, just so you guys know, none of our sources are credible.
that she was 5 months pregnant for some of the reshoots.
I believe that is correct. Yeah.
Yeah, and she had like a green screen over her belly to hide it, and
Kinda
that's like some
Scarlett-
major props.
Scarlett Jo was doing that too. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
That's impressive
That's-
in itself.
absolutely that's impressive in itself, and she did a great job.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that there wasn't a certain someone directing that film because that could have been
I think
pretty
it's
bad.
Who's that certain someone?
Zack Snyder is the worst person of all time.
I think it's really cool that it was a girl director, like a
Absolutely.
woman director doing it, and she was, again, according to BuzzFeed,
Patty Jenkins. We'll give a shout out to Patty Jenkins.
she was the 4th time female director to like pass something, but I forget what it is.
Well, yeah, she's a 4-time Olympian. She,
What are you talking about?
I'm just gonna give her whatever accolades I can because
She beat a mark for
I think it's
a
the highest
movie.
grossing film directed
Yeah,
by a
she was
woman.
like the
Yes.
4th one to do it
that's
by a
awesome.
woman.
Well, I'm pretty sure she's now the highest grossing female director.
Well, at the time there,
Also,
read the article.
Also not confirmed, but I'm pretty sure that these are all facts. The Olympian comment, I'm still not sure about.
Speaking
that.
of Zack Snyder, did you hear that he's no longer directing Justice League?
I did hear that
Oh.
from you.
That's great.
Oh shit!
For whatever reason, whenever you say the word Zack and Snyder, vomit starts to come up. From
Here,
my
let me
stomach.
give him a different name. Pack Snyder.
Oh, this is not good because then they're going to start deciphering your code you have here, and then Parrot Ganger is gonna get attacked.
Parrot Ganger.
But yeah,
And
I mean, overall,
Pack Niter.
He
He is not directing Justice League anymore.
thank the Lord.
Well, do
Who
you know?
did they get?
Do
was
you know
it-
why?
Oh no! Tell me why.
Do you really not know?
No, I don't know why.
His daughter committed suicide.
Oh well. What I do remember this because Parrot Gangler.
You just changed his name.
I do whatever I want. Parrot told me this, and I had made a comment before talking about how horrific he is, and then he wanted me to be a little bit more sensitive about it. And that's a horrible situation. I really.
And
do feel
you
bad about it.
wouldn't wish that upon anybody, but that doesn't make him a better or worse filmmaker.
But
you shouldn't
thank
go easy.
God that he's not directing. That's all I got to say.
I'd say thank God because the person that they have in his place is Joss Whedon.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Who else in the world would you want making your Justice League movie other than the guy who cracked the code on making big budget superhero movies?
Ron Howard.
No.
It has to be hard.
Listen, I like Ron Howard. I just don't understand why they
You
want
hate Ron Howard, obviously.
Fuck you, Ron Howard.
Everybody thinks
you and Happy Days are bullshit.
Oh damn.
It has to be hard being Zach though, because like his daughter's going through this, and everybody is like, "Oh, I'm so sad," but at the same time,
if they're
and
like,
that has to be hard because
Now
like
he's
we
hearing
want
all
to be
these people.
sorry, and like we feel really bad.
Here's my advice: don't read anything. Don't listen to anything. Don't watch.
You really
anything.
think Pack Niter is listening to this podcast?
No, I'm not talking about this podcast. I'm talking about the people that actually matter, the people that are actually getting traction out there. I mean, we're going to have traction soon. I can already tell this podcast.
You can already tell we're going
places.
We're going to the top. As Katie May puts a dog in a
But
cage.
as anybody in the entertainment industry,
Who wants to go in there?
if you're trying not to get your feelings hurt, you probably shouldn't be reading anything in the media. I mean,
No. I mean, I'm world famous.
Well,
and
yeah.
I don't read anything about me. That's why
everybody knows we are.
I'm so
That's
humble.
why I know that people talk about me on the internet.
I talk
and stuff.
behind your back all the time.
That's why I don't read it though. That's how I stay humble.
Well, I mean, it's not important to stay humble when you're as amazing as you are. Fucking idiot.
I like when he calls me that. He says it's a term of, you said endearment?
No. I did not say that.
Endangerment.
Yeah, endangerment. That's exactly what it is. I'm trying to endanger you. That's
All right,
what
let's go on to the next one. My favorite piece of news for this week,
Woo!
because there's so little about it and it's such a weird thing to say. Steve Carrell is starring in the Minecraft movie.
What? I mean, this doesn't... there's so many things.
So
I love Steve Carell.
So we're laughing now, but we all laughed at the exact same type of statement when the airplane crashed into our house. Sorry, an airplane just flew overhead, and that was really bizarre how that timed out. We were all laughing and joking about the same thing when we were saying Chris Pratt is going to star in the Lego movie. I mean, how much different could this movie? I mean, that's a phenomenal movie.
Yeah,
Directed by Phil Lord and Chris Miller, by the way.
Hey-o.
So, I don't know. I'm optimistic only because of the Lego movie and the Lego Batman movie. I just don't... Because the only reference we had for movies based on toys was Transformers, and everyone hates those movies.
Okay.
What about the movie Indian in the Cupboard?
What are you talking about?
There's a little figure.
Yeah, I know what Indian in the Cupboard is.
That's a good movie.
I love that movie. I'm just trying to bring back my childhood.
All right. Well, it's here.
Here's the thing, though. We're bringing a video game into movie world again.
Yeah, but there's been a couple of video games, quote unquote, recently. Like, what was that one movie with Emma Roberts? I think it was Emma Roberts.
What?
There. Oh, I'm gonna find
Based
out.
on a video game?
No, not on an actual video game.
They're making a Tomb Raider movie as well, by the way.
Oh.
And
Oh, yeah.
we were talking about Tom Holland. He's playing a young Nathan Drake in an Uncharted movie.
Oh.
Which is a good, he's a good person to play that, but if you're going to adapt the Uncharted movies, I want to fucking watch real life Nathan Drake do some Nathan Drake shit.
Well,
I don't want to see little
Uncharted is
21-year-old
almost like a
Spider-Man run around like, oh, what? I'm British and I'm Nathan
But
Drake.
then, like, you have, like, those kind of video games, like, don't they have, like, breakaways that have, like, a little story in them?
Well, yeah, there is.
That are almost kind of like little films in their own.
Yeah, but I personally don't give a flying fuck about 21-year-old Nathan Drake. I want to see 35-year-old Nathan Drake, played by Nathan Fillion, who's not 35. I want to see that anyway.
But
be a
playing the game Uncharted is kind of like watching a movie, anyways.
Is it? I never played it.
So might as well just not make the movie. You hear that, guys? Fuck off. Naughty Dog, you don't want to see it.
Well, just because it's more interactive and you can.
But what about the movie that we all want? Grand Theft Auto 5 in a movie.
I mean, Only if it's starring me. I would love it.
Just put a GoPro on Aaron and watch him live his life.
And then Wyatt will come in and start decapitating everybody.
But then you have Hardcore Henry.
I have a collection.
Remember
Hardcore
that
Henry?
movie? Did anybody see that movie?
Nobody saw that movie.
I know you were really.
I don't mean anybody in this room. I mean no one saw that movie.
No, but I'm saying like that.
Yeah,
that was
seriously.
a great idea. Like the trailer for it was awesome. You're like, oh my god, it's like a video game or something like first person. But then like the three of us who were really into it never saw it.
There were a lot of YouTube videos online too before that movie even came out. Like that was a popular style for YouTube. I even know a guy. We're gonna call him Pat Gore.
Al Gore.
No, Pat Gore.
Al Gore made a movie?
That's impressive.
He has a YouTube channel that is really just centered around that style, and it's all good stuff. I would plug him, but I don't know if he wants me to. Pat Gore. Look him up. But what I'm saying is not just Pat, but a lot of people have that style on not just video games, but YouTube, and it's caught on. So I thought a movie like Hardcore Henry would be popular, but I just don't think people have figured out how to use that medium yet.
I honestly think the only thing that made me nervous about Hardcore Henry is that I could have possibly gotten sick to my stomach in the theater.
That's true.
Movie in D-Box would probably make me throw up.
Yeah, honestly. Just like, the last Fast and the Furious movie that, well, actually, the two Fast and Furious movies. I literally got sick in the theater.
You saw the last Fast and Furious movie?
No, not the last one.
I
The
saw
one
the
where
one.
they said bye to Paul Walker.
Yeah.
See, I saw that one, and that's when I tapped out. I was
Yep.
like, no more Fast movies.
Exactly, me too.
I tapped out.
Actually, you guys dragged me to that movie, and I got sick to it. So,
That just reminds me of Brick Mansion.
Yeah,
Oh man, sometimes I forget
Speaking
about
of
that
Polly
movie.
W.
Let's
Brick
talk about
Mansions.
Brick Mansion. Because
Listen, I don't even remember the plot of this shitty movie.
there was no
either.
plot.
There's no plot to remember.
It's like somebody just got a camera and was like, yeah. Go do something.
Yeah, you're Paul Walker.
It's like, well, okay, if we're gonna do something that's not about a plot, let's name it Brick Mansions. That sounds appropriate.
I honestly do not remember the plot of that movie.
No,
I have no idea what
I literally no plot. The plot is this motherfucker decides
is that the main character's name?
It was like
my name is.
Is it in the
My
future?
name is T. Motherfucker.
I think it's sort of in the future.
Like
if
a
I remember
dys-
correctly.
It's like a dystopian future.
But it's
Yeah.
in Detroit, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah,
Oh, I
I think
don't
so.
know.
Or like a rundown city, like Detroit.
Yeah, like Detroit.
Why are you just beating up Detroit?
Because it's like a third world country.
In our own country.
If there's anybody that was from Detroit that's really offended, good, because it's fucking horrible. Why
Get
are you
out
still
of
in
there.
Detroit?
Get out! Like
Yeah.
there are way better
It's
places
a war
to live.
zone. Get out.
Like
Move to
you're in
Iraq.
Michigan. There's like
If you move
better...
to Iraq, you'll have a better life. I guarantee it. There's no fucking way you won't. But without a doubt, I mean, it was the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. And it's not even a horror film. It was just
So bad.
dog shit piled on dog shit.
Right.
And they called it Brick Mansions.
And they were like, this is a great idea.
And it's the saddest thing ever because it's like that's one of Paul Walker's like one of his last movies.
Yeah. It was
The last
Brick
full
Mansion.
movie I think he did.
Yeah, and it's like, come on, man. I mean, the cool thing about Paul
I mean,
Walker
you don't get
too
to
is
pick the last movie you do.
No.
I mean, it just happens.
you could if you're killing yourself. That's
What the fuck, dude?
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna,
Alright, what a turn!
I'm gonna have a luxurious film career, and I'm like, that was my best movie.
Well-
And then the next day, I blow my brains out.
I mean, you don't have to do it like that. I'm just stating the fact. If you're like, hey, this is the movie I want to go out on, I'm gonna end
Like
it.
if you did Star Wars and they're like, we don't want you for the next, you'd be like, fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it. Like, hey, that's
So
my
what you're saying
rock
is
bottom.
Harrison Ford should have killed himself.
Well, too
he
late.
did die.
Kylo Ren did it for
Yeah,
him.
Yeah, exactly.
His son finished
I mean,
that.
what a
don't
son
think-
of a bitch.
I don't think Adam Driver actually killed Harrison Ford. Do you guys think that happened?
I mean, where
Define
where
thing.
has he been lately?
Yeah, I mean,
Where's he been lately?
Yeah, what
Dead.
has he been up to?
I mean, he could be dead.
Who knows?
no, he is dead.
It was a cover-up by Lucasfilm.
Go
George
ahead.
Lucas, I will
What's her
decapitate
name?
you.
Kathleen?
With a lightsaber.
Kathleen Kennedy.
I know a guy that has one. His name is Puke.
And his sidekick, Day.
That's all I'll say about that. Anyways, we were talking about Brick Mansions.
Yeah, why? All right, we're going to move on to the last... Well, we were talking about movies that were coming out. The most recent release, because it actually came out today. I don't know who decided we would start doing Wednesday midweek releases. I don't know how that can be lucrative, but...
I think you did, actually.
It was me. But
That sounds like a we-out decision.
Something I would say, I would just sit down with Hollywood, all of Hollywood, and say, I want you guys to start taking your biggest, best movies and release them on a Wednesday when nobody's available.
To uplift people, because the middle of the week, that's hump day. You want to get past, you want to get to the end of the week.
The movie Hump Day came out on.
You just need something to push me 2 days more.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that push that you need is Transformers. It's a movie that none of us have seen. And I don't plan to.
What is it? The last night.
The last night and the last time I see a Transformers.
Yeah, hopefully.
I don't even think I saw the last 2 Transformers movies.
We did.
To be honest.
We did.
Did we?
I took you there.
Yeah.
It was what they call a date.
Yeah, that's at least you're a cheap date. That's nice.
So here's
Transformers cheap movie.
Here's my Transformers 2 cents, for anyone who gives a shit, because Mark Wahlberg clearly doesn't.
No, he does not.
My 2 cents is that when Transformers came out, I was like the perfect age for that movie, and I fucking loved it. Mm-hmm. I was like 14 or 15 when it came out.
With Shia LaBeouf.
Okay, that was good.
And I was all over that movie. Mm-hmm. I was like perfect age.
Megan Fox was in.
You got like
one of my favorite
and stuff.
Yeah, one of my favorite movie theater experiences was seeing Transformers 2. I went with my buddy. We'll call him Pondre Gage.
Oh, that's good.
He's having a baby soon.
You got all
Pondre Gage?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Hopefully on my birthday.
I'm the one who told you.
You got all these names just ready. That's awesome.
I know. I have my
You've created your own world. I like it.
Whenever you see me zoning out at work.
Actually, he's in the new Minecraft movie.
Oh,
because they make worlds.
That makes sense. I see what you did there. Don't ever do that again.
But, so when the second one came out, me and Pondre went to the movies and...
Sounds like does he have a Latin descent?
Maisie, the dog goes Pondre.
Is it Pondre?
Calm down, would you? You're so tough. No, you're not. Pussy.
That dog will kill you.
So, hold on. No.
Finish your story,
I can't.
Why not? Oh. Well, we just lost a cast member.
I'm back. So, I went to the movies with Pondre Gage, and this is exactly what happened. We sat down for the movies in the movie theater, right? And the guy who we're sitting next to is this older guy. I have no idea who he is. Or it was Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen. I don't remember his name.
Is that the second one?
It was the second one, yeah. Because him and I were super fans of the first one because we were the perfect age for it. And the next one came out, we were ready, because that was the movie we loved to watch all the time. And we're sitting next to this guy, and we're hearing him talk about, I cut this together. Yeah, before I left, I edited that. And I was still 16 or so at that time. Like that, I'm pretty sure I was 16 or 15 still. And I was really interested in getting started in making movies. I was taking film classes and whatnot. So to hear that talk, I was like, well, this guy knows what he's talking about. Maybe he works in movies.
He says the words cut.
Yes.
And put together.
Well, yes, put together. So I mustered up all my confidence, and I leaned over and I said, excuse me, I'm sorry. I hear you saying cut and edit and whatnot. Do you work in the film industry? He's like, oh, yeah. I was like, that's awesome, dude.
He said, I'm Ron Howard.
He's like, yeah, I'm Ron Howard. Nice to meet you. And he said, yeah. I was like, oh, that's awesome. What kind of work do you do? I'm just interested because, I'm taking film classes and really looking to figure out different ways to get in the industry. And he said, oh, I do this. And I go, well, I know, like, movies and whatnot like this. He's like, no, like this movie, I made this movie. And I was like, shut the fuck up.
That's crazy.
And he was like, well, no, I didn't, like, make the movie, but... I did the visual effects for it. I was part of the visual effects team. It's like, wait, so you do computer-generated images and stuff like that? You do CGI? He's like, yep, that's my job.
That's
great. That's awesome. And the guy sitting next to him was like, yep, that's what I do as well. And then the guy started to talk to me, and he was really excited to talk about it. He got really into it. And he's like, I do... I've done this movie and that movie, and I work for this studio. And I said, wait, so were you on set? You met Michael Bay? You did? I was like, yeah, I was there. I met him. It was fantastic. I worked with him on Pearl Harbor. He actually didn't have very nice things to say about Michael Bay. He's like, Michael Bay's a dick, but I like working on his movies.
Oh my!
But it was a good experience. So I remember Transformers fondly, and I remember the end of the screening too. He's like, well, you should watch to the end of the movie. I was like, why is that? He's like, well, this is the visual effects screening for these guys. I was like, how the hell do we get in? Like, well, they don't send us tickets or invite us to the premiere. So we all just came out after work to watch the movie, and literally it was me, Pondre Gage, and the entire visual effects team sitting in front of us. It was a crazy. So that's why I love that memory, and like whenever I see
technically you were a part of the team.
I was a part of the team. So it was kind of cool. Every time a credit would go by, they would all clap really loud for the people and their names and whatnot, and like they would stand up and like wave to their friends. It was amazing. It was just a regular movie theater, just like the luck of the draw.
That's crazy.
And then the third and fourth Transformers movies came out, and I hated Transformers.
Yeah,
they just deteriorated in quality going on forward, and that's why I haven't seen Transformers yet. I don't have plans to see it, but I will eventually. But that's just my story why I'm sad about Transformers.
Well, because this whole industry is about exploitation, but like when they saw that they could make a ton of money, they're like, oh, we're just gonna run this into the ground.
Yeah. And the reason I thought it was funny is, normally when you see like a Mark Wahlberg interview, he's a pretty animated guy and he's really charming. That's how he's got this far.
Yeah, he loves his life.
Yeah, I like Mark Wahlberg. I think he's a great actor, and I don't think he's one of the greats, but I enjoy watching him.
Yeah, he's
always charismatic when he's doing interviews with like Fallon and Conan and
he's a great story too. The fact that he could have taken a completely different path in life.
Exactly. And when you see him do press for this Transformers movie, he just seems like he wants to kill himself.
It seems like he's serving a prison sentence. It's literally what it's like. He
looks so sad.
Yeah, he's so disinterested. Like literally, he gave his synopsis and he was like, "Yeah, this is just a cool movie where robots are kicking ass." He's like, "Okay," and then he just walks off the stage. I'm like, "Well, first of all, you're probably not wrong that that's all you have to say, but that's all you're gonna do.
At least pretend to give a shit, Mark.
Yeah, he's paying you a lot of money. You can at least give him a grin or something. I mean,
even when cause a lot of them like Stephen Colbert, I think he's the best at poking into their lives and whatnot because he makes it a dialogue. And I'm watching Stephen Colbert because I watch his show all the time, and they're not even really talking about Transformers.
No,
but Mark is so disinterested in being there because he's contractually obligated to do all these the press for the movie. He doesn't even want to talk about his own life. They're talking about his daughters, and he's like, I'm going to do an impression of my daughter. And then for a portion of the interview, he literally just texted on his phone.
That's crazy. That is crazy. I can't even imagine being in that position. But I mean, like you said, that's what happens when you chase after the money. Hey, there's no more props to you. You're going to be richer. I don't blame you.
For him, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I'll probably see the movie. I thought it was funny that movies are coming out on Wednesdays a lot now. I guess they've been doing that for a while. Next week, I'm super excited. Baby Driver comes out.
Driver.
That movie is going to kick all the ass.
Oh,
It's going to kick every ass.
It's old news, but
here comes Candy May with more old news.
Did you hear about
old newsy May?
The Pirates of the Caribbean thing that happened?
What?
So apparently, I forget who, but somebody hacked into Disney.
Oh yeah, I know about this.
Oh, forget it.
Well, I'm one person who knows, so you tell all the other people who don't.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Apparently, somebody hacked in and was like, if you don't give us a certain amount of money, we're going to start releasing clips of pirates before it's out.
Oh.
And they were like, we don't fucking care.
And Disney was like, fuck you, whatever.
Yeah.
They knew they had a shit turd on their hands, so they were like, do it. I don't care.
Well, no, because I really liked Pirates. Because if you like Pirates from the first movie on.
I love Javier Bardem. That's my boy.
And you just appreciate Pirates of what it is. The new Pirates movie is just a fun movie to go see. It just brings back a lot of memories. But these hackers were like, hey, Disney, give us money or we're going to release this. And Disney was
they said give us bitcoins.
Oh, yeah.
That's
true.
That's true.
Save your bitcoins, everyone, because that's what we're going to need.
But then Disney, released it. And I don't believe in watching movies illegally online. So even if they did release the movie, I would still go spend
if you do that, you're nasty.
To see it.
You nasty.
So I don't think it would really hurt them. Disney was like, okay, whatever, because true fans or people who just want a good movie experience will still spend them $10 to see it.
And some movies are better to watch actually in the theaters.
Yeah,
that's tough because there are some movies that are literally killed by pirating, like Kick-Ass 2.
I see what you did there.
That
didn't slip.
No, did not slip.
I saw what you did.
I'm a words crafter, man.
No, you're not. But yes, you are at the same time.
Kick-Ass 2, by all intents and purposes, not the greatest movie ever. And I'm a huge fan of Kick-Ass.
Yeah,
I love reading those comics. I just finished Kick-Ass 3. Genius.
But it's a fun movie to see if you like the movie.
But Kick-Ass is phenomenal. But Kick-Ass 2, if you like the movie and you like the comics, it's an okay movie.
Yeah.
But that movie did so poorly that they can never make another Kick-Ass again. And it was the most pirated movie that year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So they attribute that movie to, not the movie itself, they attribute that occurrence to why that they're never going to be another Kick-Ass. You won't get Kick-Ass 3, which I think is the best of the, it's so good, the graphic novel is awesome.
Be fun. Well, who knows? Hopefully in the future that some time has to pass and then maybe somebody will prove that.
I'll do it.
You won't do that. Would you do it?
Matthew Vaughn's a bitch.
Ooh.
I didn't mean that.
I like that.
He's actually one of
Throwing
my favorites.
shade.
No, I would never throw shade. Sorry, Mr. Vaughn. I want to work for you.
Well, Let's hope this doesn't go on the resume. Yeah, we're gonna
Matthew Vaughn's phenomenal. I mean, he's the Kingsman 2 is coming out soon. He did Kingsman 1. He did the first Kick-Ass. He didn't do Kick-Ass 2 because he was doing X-Men First Class.
Yeah.
And every single title I just read off to you, except for Kick-Ass 2, is an amazing comic book movie. So
Yeah, absolutely.
I love Matthew Vaughn. He has nothing but a track record of perfection.
Yeah,
I'm a
big fan.
Speaking of Baby Driver, Edgar Wright. And we were talking
He's
about...
amazing. A genius. Absolute genius.
He is an absolute genius. He's by far right now still my favorite director and has been for a long time. And...
he's definitely the best in his wheelhouse, in my opinion.
Yeah, and we were talking about directors who got fired, or a director who got fired.
Yeah.
And I still to this day, I want to see the Edgar Wright version of Ant-Man.
Oh, yeah, you were talking about this.
Yes, because it's so frustrating that he spent... I read up on this because I was really interested, because I love Edgar Wright.
How much Bitcoin would you pay for the Edgar Wright?
I'd give all the Bitcoins.
Every Bitcoin.
I would give none to Disney and all to Edgar.
Oh, that makes sense. I like that.
Ooh. It's a hard choice.
Okay, but he was actually writing Ant-Man before Iron Man 1 was even in production.
That's crazy.
So he was working on it way back in the day, been developing it all through the success of these Marvel movies. They finally felt they had enough ground to make a weird movie like Ant-Man and give it to a very unique director like Edgar Wright. And his vision was so polarizing from the studios that they just parted ways. And they literally picked a dude out of a hat, I feel like.
That had to be so frustrating.
Because the guy they got's not bad. His name's Peyton Reed. Like, he did a good enough job. Like, it was fine. Like, the movie's good, but you can even feel like Edgar Wright seeping through the movie.
Yeah.
And they even it was really like annoying, almost like slapping him in the face. They were using like his style choices that he normally uses.
Oh, yeah.
Because he does those whip pans really fast as transitions.
His transitions, like one of the best creative cutters there when it comes.
It's hilarious to me that like he wrote the movie. I'm pretty sure in the script it didn't say whip pan to next scene.
Yeah.
You didn't have to do that.
No, absolutely.
You didn't have to do that. You took that, and I felt like they were spitting on him, and that was really annoying.
Yeah.
So when he left, Ant-Man immediately started making Baby Driver. So I've been waiting for this movie since Ant-Man.
This and the lead, Ansel. Have you heard this dude sing?
No. Does he sing?
Oh my lord, does he sing? I mean, what? It blows my mind. He was on James Corden with Jamie Foxx the other night.
Okay.
He do carpool karaoke?
No, he didn't do carpool karaoke. He actually came on the show. He was a guest, and they had started out with this little skit where they were. Jamie Foxx was doing like a sing battle with James Corden, and then Ansel came out, and he settled the debate with his voice. And boy, does this kid sing! I had no idea he could sing, and he's probably got almost a better voice than Jamie Foxx, which is amazing.
Jamie Foxx, when he does We Love Musical impressions on Jimmy Fallon,
dude, he's spot on.
It blows me away.
He's so good.
I've never seen anything like that.
It's so good. But yeah, I could not believe he could sing like this. So this kid can do anything. I'm kind of I'll be honest, I'm kind of jealous
of his abilities.
Yeah,
just be better as a person.
He's beautiful. He can act. He can sing. I mean,
look, all of those things are choices. You just have to work on.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to be beautiful, just be beautiful.
It's a choice.
If you want to be Baby Driver, just be Baby Driver.
Yeah, that's a choice.
I mean,
you're right's choice.
I'm pumped for this movie. This is going to be good.
I have a pact. We'll call him Peeve Gaynor.
Peeve Gaynor.
Peeve Gaynor.
Okay.
And I have a pact. And the pact is that we will watch the movie because we were roommates in college for our freshman year, for the first semester. And I had to move out after the first semester, which is very sad because Peeve and I, we were thick as what they call thieves.
Ooh.
If you know that expression.
I've heard that 3 or 4 times.
But we one of the memories we had when we first moved into our dorm was that we didn't know very many people. And this place was like, with the school where we went, we'll call it Goint Gark University.
Oh yeah, that's a good guard.
Classic, honestly.
And we would, that was right when The World's End had come out.
Ooh.
And we had nothing else to do, and we both were just openly super fans of Edgar Wright. So we hopped on a bus and rode this bus for like 30 to 45 minutes to the nearest movie theater.
Wow.
We watched it. We did it twice.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we did it twice. So as we were nearing graduation, we made a pact because we knew Baby Driver was coming out this summer. We're like, listen, we're going to do it again. We're going to go to the same movie theater. We're going to watch Baby Driver. And then, like in The World's End, we're going to do a bar crawl all the way down South Side.
The big question about this whole scenario is, you broke your first promise. Your word means nothing.
What promise?
I
saw Punderpomen.
To
compare it.
I mean, we could
say
Wonder Woman. Two,
I wanted to protect her.
You locked Parrot in the cage.
Gal Gadot.
And you broke your promise. And you told him, fuck you. You said you weren't going to do something and you did it. So
That's
your
true.
word means nothing.
My word is dirt.
So the big question, are you going to stick to your word this time?
I will. I can prove my faith.
Prove it.
Prove it. Here is my proof. We were planning on doing this sometime in July because first Baby Driver was supposed to come out in August.
Yeah.
Then they pushed it back to July.
Yeah.
Then they pushed it back again.
Mm-hmm.
And Peeve Gaynor wasn't paying attention.
Oh, Peeve didn't
Because
know
I
what was
texted
going on?
him and I said, hey, I was looking at the release schedule and Baby Driver actually comes out next week.
Wow.
Are we still doing this? You know what Peeve says?
Yeah.
Yes, he sends me a thumbs up emoji.
Oh, well, that's kind of a good confirmation
Yeah,
right there.
so we're going.
Okay, well...
I made the effort to let him know about the date change.
I mean, well, we're going to have to update our listeners and let them know if you stayed true to your word, because I still don't believe it. I don't believe a damn thing you say.
Picks or it didn't happen.
Okay.
I'm going to take selfies.
You better not, because they'll kick you out of the movie theater.
That's true.
It'll be all
that's
for
illegal.
nothing. All for nothing.
The FDA will come in and kick me out.
Maybe they will.
Food and Drug Exchange.
Maybe yeah, what are you bringing in, spoiled meat? I got a whole pound of beef in here that's spoiling. They better get that USDA choice beef out of my goddamn movie theater. You better get that out. That's crazy, man.
I know.
I don't know. I mean, I'm excited about this movie. I'm definitely thinking this is gonna be good.
I'm ready for it.
Absolutely.
That's all I can think about.
Absolutely.
That's all I can think about. Well, we did see some other movies. A movie that I saw, a movie that Aaron saw. We can talk about those. Or we can not. We can fucking go to sleep because it's almost midnight. We are the Midnight Masterminds.
That's
after
true.
all.
That's true. It's up to you. You choose.
Well, Aaron saw a movie called It Comes at Night. And I didn't get to see it because Katie May hates movies that look scary. So
Sure.
I had to see Captain Underpants instead.
Which was a great movie.
I'm happy I had to see Captain Underpants, if anything.
I will keep the spoilers to a minimum because I'm going to suggest that you two see It Comes at Night. But I will tell you this.
I'm going alone with a hoodie.
Or you'll go with me and we'll hold hands.
That's fine.
But
Still with a
Katie
hoodie.
May, I'm going to tell you this right now.
This is called Aaron Sells a Movie to Katie May. It's a little segment we like to call Aaron Sells a Movie to Katie May.
Woo!
Two peas in a pie we are. 2 peas in a pie. Let me tell you. Let me start out. Here's my disclaimer. We talk about trailers and how, misguiding they can be.
Right.
This one absolutely looked like it was going to be like a
Run-of-the-mill horror.
Run-of-the-mill horror. Absolutely. And it is nothing like that. I would classify it more as a thriller. It's actually a great story, and you are not waiting around each corner to be scared. You're not waiting for gore to be popping out.
Kind of like Get Out.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, like Get Out.
Get Out.
It's definitely good, but it's more of like an indie Get Out. I would say it. So
Get Out feels like indie Get Out.
Yeah, but it's lower budget.
Even more indie.
Yeah, it's even more indie.
It's an indie Get Out.
It's an indie Get Out. It's like double indie.
Made
Get
on
Out.
an iPhone Get Out.
Yeah, pretty much. But the iPhones are good quality these days.
They
actually, the thing I liked about this movie too is like you could tell they didn't have all the equipment that you would want on a
But they got
production.
Uncle Owen.
Well, that's the thing. The cinematography was beautiful.
Is it?
Absolutely beautiful especially for what they had. Joel Egerton. I mean,
Uncle Owen.
I'm gonna call him by his name. Okay.
That is his name. Uncle Owen.
You
Peru.
you cut it out.
Didn't you hear
Yeah,
that
Blue Milk.
Uncle that guy wanted to do another
Joel
movie
Edgerton?
where he wanted to do Uncle Owen again?
But he's the most boring character in the history of film.
No, but he was like, if they want to make another Star Wars movie with Uncle Owen, I'm in.
Well, he's
Want to see
he's
do
a
behind
weird character.
Let's do it from Uncle Owen's point of view, where I get murdered by stormtroopers and my
Yeah.
skeleton is smoldering in my front fucking yard. I want to do that
Okay,
version.
maybe
that
it
would
wasn't
be-
that, but he said that he would want to be in another Star Wars movie somehow.
But I think he
Yeah,
was
but
saying that
he's
he wanted
such
to
a
do that.
useless character.
He wanted to do that straight to YouTube. He didn't want to do that in theaters.
Just cut it short, guys.
Yeah, but
I'd rather watch
it
Anne
comes at
Peru.
night. Definitely go see it.
Okay.
I'm not going to give too many spoilers, but you can rest assured that it's not gory. It's not like your typical run-of-the-mill horror. It's more of a thriller. It's got a good story. It's enjoyable. Absolutely see it.
All right.
Okay. So, really quick. Back to Wonder Woman.
What?
Hello.
That was like 30 minutes ago.
We're rewinding 30 minutes.
There was reports
Uh-oh. Breaking
There
news.
were reports. Go
Breaking
to college,
news.
idiot.
from BuzzFeed
Just kidding, sorry.
and another source.
Did you
I
just do
forgot the
quotation
source.
marks
Quotation marks BuzzFeed.
They can't see you.
No one can
Sorry.
see you doing quotation marks. You know that,
I
right?
don't know. I'm drunk, you man.
That's true.
But what's her name?
Gadot.
Gadot
Well, we're changing names to protect the innocent. Gal Gadot.
was
Gal
not
Gadot.
paid as much as Henry Cavill, who played Superman.
Well, he's
Henry
Superman.
Cavill, yeah.
Cavill.
That was a joke. I'm not sexist.
Did you guys hear about this?
Wait, so did that really happen?
Okay, so there's
There's
reports.
no fucking way they would do that.
This is
Happens.
frustrating.
So there's
No.
all the reports. Like, you have your obvious things. BuzzFeed, the Daily Mail.
Yeah.
And, like, one other that does it,
But
too.
that's fake news.
So they were all like, oh my god, Wonder Woman only made $300,000 while Superman made $14 million.
She didn't make $300,000.
There's no way.
Yeah,
Her
so
contract just was probably different. She probably gets residuals.
$300,000 a day.
so that was the thing, and it was up for like 2-3 days internet time, which
Yeah.
is a long time. So
Yeah.
it was probably only
Internet
up for like an hour.
Yeah.
It's not like dog years.
No, internet, okay, internet time is like dog years. Like, think about it. Like, if you see a meme that is from like 2 days ago that I've already seen like 5 days ago, that's
Yeah.
like old news.
I do this all the time with Katie. That's my girlfriend. I should not use her real
No,
name.
no, no.
Now everybody's
It's-
going to kill her.
it's
This
Peggy.
is crazy. Peggy, my girlfriend.
Peggy and Parrot
I
hanging
always
out.
show her a meme that she's seen 3 years ago, and then she'll give me this look like we're broken up, so I have to reintroduce myself to her.
Yeah.
Your
So it's
movie's
like
like
that.
50 First Dates.
Exactly.
So, like, internet time is different from real time. So, like, if, like,
What about QuickTime? That's on the internet.
I don't know about that. But if trendy young people are like, oh my god, this is a meme, and you're 2 days late, like, forget it. You're not part of the meme.
I've actually almost been murdered over this. So I know exactly what you're talking about. People have tried to murder me.
So what's the story with Wonder Woman making way less
So
money?
okay, the whole thing again, quotation marks, BuzzFeed
Fake news.
made
No.
a title,
Such a great news
and I
report.
think it was the Daily Mail, or it was something like the
Fake
Daily
news.
Mail.
Fake. All fake.
And they were like, Wonder Woman only made like 300,000
They
while
can't see you
Superman.
shaking
I'm shaking my
I
arms.
like it. I like it. Continue.
But
She's crazy.
Please save us. She's had way too many tears.
This is what happens when a
Way
drunk
too
person
many
takes over the podcast.
Can you just finish your sentence?
Superman made 14 million, and then like something came out from whoever, and they were like, "Just kidding, we were kidding about this." She made almost as much as Superman, so it was all fake news from like BuzzFeed and stuff, and they
Donald
just
Trump
like
would be proud.
got this from like whatever,
But
and
that-
like ran with it to do that.
But that's a legit
That-
thing, though. That's going
yeah.
on in the industry right now. Like Emmy Rossum. Do you guys know who she is?
Yeah, from
I would hope
Shameless
so.
and stuff.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
And William, the movie was not the movie. The TV show was made around William H Macy. William
Yeah.
H Macy obviously has a lot of weight to his name. So in the
Yeah.
beginning, like Emmy Rossum was like I think like 17 or something.
Yeah,
when they started.
she was young.
Yeah, but now it's more based around her character.
Yeah.
And
You're talking about Shameless, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
which
Good show.
which I absolutely love. Yeah, and now she had to fight. She didn't like to have this in the news, but she had to pretty much fight to get paid the same as William H Macy, and he actually came to bat for her, so that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
So
happens a lot. Like Ashton Kutcher and Natalie Portman. You guys hear about the movie No Strings Attached?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a big deal because they didn't know this while they were filming. Because who just walks up like, "How much you getting paid?
yeah.
How much you getting paid?" So like they
I
didn't know.
do, but I understand that they don't.
Yeah, they didn't do that when they were filming, but I wouldn't say there's one definitive star. If you, there are filmmakers and people out there who say there's always somebody who's considered the star of the movie.
I
And
like
if
Ashton
you were-
Kutcher, but if he didn't have punked, I mean Natalie Portman.
Well,
Natalie Portman would.
like,
There's
there's-
obviously one.
Even
Yeah,
in
yeah.
ensemble movies, there's always an argument to be made that there is definitely like no matter what, just like this is like screenwriting theory.
Yeah.
That no matter what, even in Ocean's 11, like there is a definitive main character, and if you list off the movies just from knee-jerk gut reactions, you can probably name it. Like who's the main character in Ocean's 11?
Oh, definitely George Clooney.
There, you see, it just comes out.
I didn't see it, so I don't
So-
have an opinion.
if you've seen No Strings Attached, I would call Ashton Kutcher the main character.
Yes, I would too.
You're watching his story more so than her story, but if you're looking at it from an equality standpoint, they probably had the same amount of screen time, so same amount of work. Just because one's more important to the story doesn't. Again, I saw that movie like a long time ago, but they were not paid the same. There was a pretty big disparity in how much they were paid.
Oh, that's not right.
And there's a big deal about it. And Ashton Kutcher was the one who was throwing a bunch of flack out, saying this should not be happening. I didn't know about this. Blah blah blah.
I had 3 points, but now I forget.
Well, I mean, that's what happens with Junkie May. I mean, that's fine. But, like, that's been happening throughout the industry. And, like, it's not just happening in this industry. Everybody talks about equality with women and how, obviously, that's been a conversation for a while now. But, like, I feel like it's trending in the right direction, but there's obviously still a lot of work to be done.
But it's also not even, like, women. Like, look at Chris Evans in Captain America compared to, like, Robert Downey Jr.
Well, that was a lot different too.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's kind of the same.
But it happens with minorities too, because like there's a lot less like Latin American actors, and that's tough for them.
And that's the whole thing with what's her name? Sophia, I think it is from like The Mummy.
Yeah.
Oh no,
and,
I'm thinking about someone else. Sorry, I know you're talking
from
about.
The Mummy. And it's from Star Trek, and even
Kingsman: The Secret Service.
Yeah.
She was the knife-feeded lady.
Yes.
Sophia from Modern Family.
Yeah,
and there's one other like big Latina actress, but they all say like they're stereotypical roles, but they don't want to go for it because then it just like adds to it. And even like J-Lo was playing roles like that. Yeah. It's just like a problem.
Pay disparity is a problem no matter what. And I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you off too, but like the
I don't matter. I get it.
Yeah, you don't matter at all. The whole Robert Downey Jr. thing too. Like more people like Robert need to step up when there's an issue like that because. Like, Iron Man was a gamble. They didn't want him in the first place. They wanted Tom Cruise for Iron Man. Yeah. And it was Jon Favreau who said, you don't understand, like, Robert Downey Jr. is the one.
Yes.
And the studio said, no, so we're not going to pay him shit. And they didn't have a lot of faith in the movie itself either.
Yeah.
So they said, we'll work it into his contract. Instead of paying him a lot, he'll just get residuals from the movie. Thinking it wasn't going to make that much.
Haha, joke's on them.
So now, idiot.
Because he was, that's his contract and it was grandfathered over.
Stark money.
Well, that's the only reason he's the most high-paid actor because of that, like, mistake.
Yeah.
Because he shouldn't have made that much money, and as the movies went on, and these movies are making literally $1 billion, he's getting a cut of $1 billion.
That's crazy.
So that's just what happened because of they didn't want him. So he knows that he's getting ridiculously overpaid.
Yeah.
But Marvel, they were a lot smarter when they were making contracts for like the first one-off movies like Captain America and Thor, and they literally paid Chris Hemsworth. I think it was like $250,000 or $300,000.
Yeah, that's
which I mean for us would be like I would cry if someone offered me that money.
I mean I wouldn't cry, whatever, but
to know that Robert Downey Jr. made like. I wouldn't even say quadruple, whatever you made is annoying. So Robert Downey Jr. was even saying, is like, this can't happen. You need to either, I think it was something about take money from me and give it to them, or you need to renegotiate all of our contracts. And then they all decided that if they didn't adjust pay for Robert and everyone else to be equal, that they would all quit.
Yeah.
They all said we're going to
walk away. Which is a bold move.
Yeah. But I mean, Marvel knew at that point that they couldn't just recast everybody.
As big as
with Edward Norton, that was one thing to just do one. Like you kind of upgraded, if you ask me, anyway.
Yeah.
But to get rid of all of them, especially Robert, who is literally the anchor of that whole thing.
Yeah.
You'd be screwed. You have to. Give
absolutely.
Okay.
It's already
But all I'm saying is more people like Robert need to get involved and say when it's wrong, even if you're on the receiving end of it.
But you could also say that about the Penguins, the Pittsburgh Penguins. Yes.
Okay.
Because there was Fleury.
Yeah.
Right.
Marc-Andre.
Yeah, who kind of left because like.
Yeah.
He's getting paid a lot of money and then got this contract to go to Las Vegas or whatever, and he was like, okay, because he's getting paid so much money because he's worth that much.
Absolutely.
And his teammates weren't being paid like the appropriate amount.
No, that makes sense. And that just comes down to like anything in life, but especially when you go into sports or entertainment.
Or movies, like people stepping up to be like, this isn't right.
Well, because you need those trailblazers. Like somebody who, especially when we talk about females, like Reese Witherspoon is one of the biggest advocates when it comes down to equality in the entertainment industry. And you've seen a shift in her career when she stopped taking on the Legally Blonde type roles and she started taking on roles she wanted to do. Now she's producing, now she's writing, directing. Yeah. She's doing everything because she has that kind of weight to her name. She has the ability to do that. And it's those kinds of people that if you just allow the system to be the way it is, it's never going to change.
Yeah.
So for her taking those steps and doing the roles that she wants, one, is going to be more fulfilling for her creatively, but it's also going to, actually pave the path for. Hopefully, we get more female writers because we want to bring that out. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of females out there that don't even think that it's a possibility. There's no reason why they would try to get a career in screenwriting or anything like that, because that's just never going to happen for them. So they need these kinds of people to kind of be a trailblazer.
Well, there's a lot of women writers out there that that even I know that are up and coming right now. Like one who went to my school, I won't even fake say her name because that's not fair. Mm-hmm. But she won the screenwriting competition at my school 2 or 3 years in a row.
Wow!
Just rock star.
Yeah.
I've read her stuff and it's
she's
fantastic.
gonna have a harder time.
I would. That's what I'm saying. I would really hope that she doesn't, because she's winning these competitions because she's a truly talented writer and deserves credit. And I really hope that doesn't hold her back.
Well, hopefully it does the opposite. Hopefully it propels her to get even better content.
I think Wonder Woman, whether you like the movie or don't, it's getting people talking about this.
Absolutely.
So maybe that's a reason that people will purposefully start. And I hate for things to be reactive. I hate that. I hate it when, Wonder Woman's great, hire more women, and that's reactive. And that's a temporary solution to the problem. Absolutely. I wish we would be more proactive as a society, but I'm not the president, so I can't fix that problem.
No, exactly. We wouldn't want you to be. Let's be honest.
I would be a great president.
Huge.
The greatest. Everyone said so.
That would be a huge decision.
But it's also
how I knew I'd be a good president? My hands are gigantic. It's the hugest hands.
I think it's also important that we have Patty Jenkins being a female director of Wonder Woman to show girls and women that you can direct, you can write, you can be in the movie world. Absolutely. And it is okay. And just Wonder Woman being a fantastic film is just whatever, girls can do what boys can do.
Yeah, Gal Gadot was ready to quit acting before
Wonder
Woman came around. So
after the Wonder Woman came out too, there was a bunch of people sent kindergarten teachers and school teachers sent little stories out to Patty Jenkins about the effect that the movie is having on people.
Yeah.
Little things such as girls in class were refusing to speak unless they are referred to as Wonder Woman.
I saw that. Yeah, I read that article.
Boys playing with Wonder Woman dolls and not even thinking about it. There was one that was my favorite. This boy littered, and this girl yelled at him and pointed at him and said, "Don't litter. That's wrong. There's a reason there's no men on Themyscira." That's
awesome.
That's good. That's good stuff. That's the kind of effect it should have. I think it's cool.
That's crazy. But now we're going to start getting females who are going to be so physically more dominant. They're going to start beating up all the males in the little school.
That's why I got to work out twice as hard now.
Yeah, that's true. We got to keep it up, without a doubt.
Without any doubt. Well, we've run out of content. We've covered every subject.
Did we cover Captain Underpants?
We touched on it briefly, but if you want to jump into Captain Underpants and really dissect it, you go right ahead.
I don't know what else to say than that. It is way more than you would expect from the trailer or the posters or the hype. The animation in that movie is way beyond what you think it would be.
Well, it's getting reviewed super well.
Yeah.
So you definitely say you recommend it.
I would recommend it. I would even maybe buy the DVD or Blu-ray when it comes out. It's good. DVDs. It's just a fun experience.
Would you watch it on your console TV?
I would watch it on my Zune.
Yeah.
The only thing I will say about it is that I think they did the absolute best that they could have with the material. I don't think they could have gone any other way with it. I don't think it could have been done any better, just because there is a glass ceiling to the content they were given. I'm glad they didn't deviate too much, and they really didn't. They really stuck to it.
Yeah.
And
which I think is awesome.
Without giving away any spoilers, I will say that the best scene by far is the socks, and I won't give any details of what that means. Just remember the socks.
That intrigues me.
And the voice acting was really on point.
Kevin Hart, you're funny as shit. Man.
It wasn't just
Kevin Hart.
I know you don't need to hear that again, but hey, there it is.
It wasn't famous celebrities going oh, okay, no, they're acting job. They got into it, and you could feel it in
Kevin Hart always sounds like he's interested in everything he's
doing.
He
is on point.
I imagine him at the grocery store. Man, give me one of them apples, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Apples,
But the other people, Ed Helms, who I think is Captain Underpants himself, it's just awesome. He put 100% into that.
Ed Helms is one of those guys too that always he's just always on.
We won't half-ass it.
Yeah.
And he doesn't look like he's somebody who's gonna be who he is. He kind of looks like
he doesn't look.
He looks like an accountant.
He looks like an idiot.
He looks like he could have played the accountant with Ben Affleck. But he would have been one of the colleagues who just does accounting and no murdering.
He's like in his cubicle right next to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just like the
just singing,
really
singing his songs. And he's got a beautiful voice too. That's
he does.
Guy.
He's singing the Tiger song right next to Ben Affleck as he's tirelessly trying to do his accounting.
What
and he kills him in his sleep.
tigers dream of?
Then I just see his hands start to shake. You hear the music of that really loud metal music he had to play just to get in the zone.
Absolutely.
You hear that play, and then he starts to rub that weird thing on his shins.
I've never seen The Accountant.
We're probably confusing the shit out of you.
Yeah, no, I
That's
have
one
not.
that I recommend. Do you like Ben Affleck?
And this is our segment we like to call Aaron Sells Movies to Katie May.
I think I was out of town when you guys saw that.
If you're out of town,
I
guess
didn't
what?
see it with Aaron. I saw it when we shot The Beast of Belfast.
Oh, you were out of town. Somebody was out of town and saw it.
We was filming, and then when we was done filming, we watched The Accountant.
The
That's
cool
it.
thing about The Accountant is you don't have to travel to see it. You can do that right where you're at.
That's true. You can watch it on your Zune right now.
Oh shit! True. Let me call up Peter Quill.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Oh, we brought Pratt into this.
Pratt.
How could you not bring Pratt back into this?
We will say this because obviously we're winding down here, but Weot here is I've never seen a bigger fan of Pratt.
True.
That's true.
And if he ever meets him, we're probably going to get something on the news.
There will be an earthquake at least.
Yeah.
Well, bare minimum.
Bare minimum.
If anything.
You ever seen that movie San Andreas? You know what started that?
The
A
Rock.
hypothetical situation of me meeting Chris Pratt.
The Rock can't even stop.
No.
That's to tell you how powerful this love is.
It's
for this
true.
man. And it's more of like a stalker way. So Pratt's probably not going to feel the mutual love. One would hope.
How do we know that he doesn't stalk me?
We don't. I mean,
How do we know?
we know.
We know.
How do...
But I'm
What
rooting
do,
for,
Aaron?
I'm rooting for you. I'm hoping
What
that he
do?
feels the same way about you that you do about him. But I think
I'm
it's
glad you're in my
impossible.
camp on this one.
Yeah, I'm definitely in your camp. I'll be your trainer. You know, I'll be there holding
I'll
the
be
water
your
bottle,
trainer.
saying, "You got this."
You got this.
And then we'll be standing right outside his window, and then he's gonna call the cops on us.
Yes.
Because you are probably gonna stalk him.
Well, see, in the same way that people think that I despise Nickelback for some reason, there is a
You're not
strong
alone.
belief that people think that I truly want ill things to happen to Nickelback. I just think they're not very good. But this has taken
No.
off in the same way that, there's that. People think that I want to marry Chris Pratt. And I wouldn't say no if he asked me.
Yeah.
But
But he's married already.
I've been told...
You wouldn't break up a good home like that.
See, people
And
bring
his
up
son.
Chris Pratt around me all the time because apparently I look like him.
That's not true. He looks like Ryan Philippe.
Yeah, and so many people have told me that it's now just a subject of discussion all the time because it happens a lot.
That's true. You do look like a lot of people, though.
That's the thing. I have a pretty basic...
You got a Thorish
face.
look. You look a little Thorish.
I had the nickname Thor, and then when Guardians of the Galaxy came out, all of a sudden I became Chris Pratt. Not Star-Lord, by the way. I was called Thor, not Chris Hemsworth. I was called Thor.
Yeah.
But then they used Chris Pratt's name, not his character's name.
Exactly.
So I don't know what who's coming up with these naming schemes, but you're highly inconsistent.
But I mean, here's the thing: that we're painting a beautiful picture. I mean, this man that we've created, you have a lot to live up to. And if anybody ever sees you in person, they're probably going to be like, "Oh my God, they were underselling."
The funny part is the worst quality that I have is my voice, and that's all you get to go off right now.
Yeah, but no, it's not a worst quality. You got a beautiful voice.
Stop it.
I'm just, we probably should stop this.
You know
This
what?
podcast so we can go cuddle.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do
this should end.
after midnight
Okay.
podcast, and
Well,
that's what
Like
happens.
Big Brother.
Like Big Brother.
Let's not even get started.
Like, you know what? We're gonna stop right
Let's
here.
start
We're gonna
soon.
stop. Yeah, we're gonna stop.
This is
right
the
now.
first episode of Midnight Masterminds. Definitely not the last.
Absolutely not.
I think what they say after these is like, share, and subscribe. That's what people say, right?
Like, share, and
Wow, way to take it from Good Mythical Morning.
Is that what? Well, that's what they.
It's like,
that's all I
thanks
really
for liking,
watch.
commenting, and subscribing. You know what time it is.
Oh well, it's
Well,
not that.
since
time.
we're stealing.
You know what time it is? It's
slogans.
midnight.
Oh, shit. It's actually probably 1 a.m. by this time.
No,
if
it's
it drops
actually
at midnight.
technically 11:49 p.m.
Since we're stealing slogans, fuck you, San Diego.
All right. Well, this is why Aaron and Drunky May. Woo! Signing the fuck off.